What is up? Angle this thing down a little bit here. What's going on, guys? I know the timing is horrible for my people in the United States. I don't know, what is it, like 1 a.m. or something over there. This isn't necessarily going live for any kind of huge interaction with the chat. Just I haven't been live much, you guys. Haven't done much. I was just really focusing on my match. So I know some of you guys have been messaging me. I've been getting a bunch of support, and I appreciate that a ton, guys. Kind of, I guess I'll walk you through my mindset leading up to it, where it's at now, game plans, things like that. So going into this, I am the strongest I've ever been. I don't take that back. I don't change any of this stuff that I said. I was the most prepped I've ever been. Never been this strong. Everything was top tier. All my lifts were top. All my arm wrestling pressures felt amazing leading into this. Rivaz was a stronger person than me. Just was. I wasn't able to, really get a hold of him or get off any of my moves that I wanted to do. He gripped me different. He changed up his game plan. Yeah, I mean, there's no excuses. He was just a stronger dude than me, which is kind of a weird thing. Like, let's go. I see other guys jumping in the chat. What's up, guys? Sorry, I really want to get all this stuff off my chest before I start interacting so much with the chat, guys. So once again, thank you for coming through. It's kind of, taking a loss like this, when you feel so ready, when I was so motivated. I've been training so hard the last, what was it, 2.5 months, 3 months, just everything, just eating and the hydration and the sleeping and my amazing girlfriend Bridget helping cook for me and get me ready. And it was just like, I've never put this much into prep for almost anything. And then it still doesn't go your way. And it didn't go my way by like pretty large margin, right? The strength gap in the hand and wrist was significant. So what do we do? Right. I guess I can walk you through the rounds here. Kind of for me, if you guys didn't see it, my planned first round, traditionally in Rivaz, is he would go knuckles up and he would top roll back to his own shoulder, and then but kind of low hand and then drive sideways. So I expected him to really just target my fingers. I didn't think he'd be trying to hold on to me too much, more just exploiting and then holding on later and top rolling me. So my plan was to go knuckles high with him, and then hopefully contain high and then drive sideways. In the setup first round, I don't know if you guys can see, he's more supinating in. He's grabbing me a little bit lower, right? He's still setting up for a top roll, but his grip is low and he has a lot of coverage. That's one thing I didn't expect. I didn't think he was going to be holding on to me so much and going for as much control, but he did. Right, so what his control did for my move, right? I planned on posting and stuff like that. He got a better bite down here and more coverage, so it took away a lot of my ability to post. It made it a lot harder for me to post and get into his fingers, and so I wasn't able to flatten out his wrist, which is super important for my ability to drive sideways. So he grabbed me low, he rose up, and then he rolled out. It was a very complete move. It was awesome, and I didn't have anything there for him. Second round, I tried to get more hold of him in a hook. My game plan necessarily for hooking, I wanted to get in the straps, but I tried to just get a little more purchase on him and get onto that arm, because I felt like that first round was so much in the hand. I was like, man, if I could just get on my arm. Second round, when he pinned me, at the very end, at the very last second, you probably can't even see the videos, at the very last second, I felt it slow down a little bit. I felt my bicep, right over there. I was like, oh, there might be something, and they pinned me, and I was like, I feel like if I get a hold of him, I feel like maybe if I get a really good connection with him, that I might have something. That was the only little thing of hope I was clinging on to. And then, so for round 3, I'm like, all right, let's get to the straps. I want to be tied to this man. See if I can really get on his arm. Um, and then I set up completely for a slip. I'm knuckles high. I'm pulling back into his fingers. The setup. They say go. I go for the slip. I thought I got the slip, and actually after the match, after the whole East versus West, I was talking to Ingen, and Ingen said it should have went to the straps. He said I don't know why they called it a loss. It should have been the straps. So they called a loss, a slip in a losing position. That sucks. But once again, he was just too strong for me. Um, so I of course right afterwards I have to commentate. So you put on a happy face. There's no point in going in there and dwelling on it inside the commentary booth because no one wants to listen to me, bitch and be a crybaby for hours. The loss in between every single gap in the commentary, I was rubbing my face and it was just eating up at me. I was trying to do a good job for you guys in the commentary. It was super important to me. I didn't want to let you guys down or affect your East versus West experience. So I was just burying that loss as deep as I could for as long as I could, so it wouldn't affect me. But pretty much as soon as I was done commentating, like a ton of bricks. So I'm super sad, super angry. Of course, like really sad and really angry. um, but it's just I guess for me, I've been wondering where I was at. You know what I mean? Like everybody else has been wondering where I was at in terms of strength, like what level. The last one, Derek didn't have prep for Morozov. I didn't. But I did for Ravaz. And I was just outclassed, man. So, messaged Ingen Terzi today, told him thank you for everything. Thank you for the experience and everything like that. I'm just not on that level right now. It is what it is. And told him I would love to come back and commentate if you'll have me. But man, it's just so frustrating, Thanks, guys. I'm reading some of the comments while I'm going. Sorry, not responding to them. Thank you. So, where do we go from here? I told myself this morning. I said, "All right, I'm gonna take a what Lewis said. There's no shame in losing to someone that beat Monster Michael Todd and someone that beat Dave Chafin. Those guys are amazing." I definitely did kind of get fed to the wolves in terms of watch Ravaz's next match. Watch who he beats next. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be someone amazing. I think I pulled some like super up and comers, but it is what it is. I'm trying to be a super up and comer myself, so whatever. And then I after pulled. I told you guys I'd after pull. I really didn't want to. I was not looking forward to it. I was pissed off and I was feeling horrible, but I stood in line for the after pull for 15, 20 minutes waiting. I got up to the table and F.A. Comic was like, "You want to pull right-handed?" I said, "Sure." Like, I really didn't want to, but I told you guys I would. So for one match, I got up there and I pulled F.A. and he top rolled right into where Ravaz top rolled, and my wrist was already like not loving life. And he top rolled me like 2 or 3 times, and my wrist just kept dumping, and I was like, I felt it popping and clicking in my wrist. I was like, I'm good. So that's it. I pulled one guy for two or three little matches, and my wrist was shot. And then I went back into my room. But I told you guys I would, so as I held up my promise. But yeah, now so I'm just thinking like I want to give myself, I want to let it burn. I want to feel the loss for a little bit. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but I think I want to give myself the rest of the day. I think I'm gonna give myself the rest of the day to really just be a, feel sorry for myself, loser. I'll just kind of look off to the distance and think about what I'm doing with my life. But as soon as I get home, it's game on. It has to be, right? I mean, if my whole persona is built off, consistency, loving the game, not stopping, it's a marathon, not a sprint, you keep pushing, then like, what? I take a couple losses and I quit. I mean, that kind of goes against everything that I promote and I tell you guys, to keep pushing for yourself. So I can't do that, right? That's not an option. So we go home, we go to work, right? I'm already just thinking of there's always ways to fine tune. There's always ways to fine tune the training more. Like I said, leading up to this, I'm so confident in so many different aspects of my training, sleep, hydration, just everything, that it it was hard. It's going to be. I'm thinking a lot in terms of what I can tweak and what to really double down on. But I feel like I have a lot more to offer. It's just the little things and consistency. I need time. I've been in the sport 12 years. For those of you guys who don't know my little trek, I've been in the sport 12 years. I've had my team for 9 years. I've been training and lifting seriously, like actually in the gym and putting in serious work for about 4 years. Where I realized like how to train, how to do this, and like getting heavy lifting and all that stuff. And that's been about 4 years. And it's been getting more and more serious and revised and efficient in the last couple years. Like last 2 years, I'm like, oh man, I figured it out. I like what I'm doing. Things are carrying over, and so I don't know. I do like the trek I'm on. I do feel like I'm making gains. I mean, you guys can see everybody here saw me. They said, "Oh my God, that guy's huge. He's getting bigger and stronger from last time they seen me." And I am. Like I said, by every metric of me measuring, I am bigger and stronger and everything in for arm wrestling. Just not at this level yet. So yes, I need to change some things, but at the same time, like I have to kind of trust the process. I mean, that's what arm wrestling is all about, right? Just give it some time. Give it a little bit of time and stay with it. So yeah, I'll be tweaking some things. Like I would say, I was going over with Bridget a little while ago. I would say my hydration, 10 out of 10, got that dialed in. I would say my diet, only because the way it's being done, I kind of want to tweak it because I feel bad because Bridget's cooking so much for me. So I would say the diet's like an 8 out of 10. But in terms of the food I'm getting, I feel like it's pretty good. And I don't want to tweak that too much. And then there's rest, right? I feel like it's like a 6 out of 10. I got the health insurance and things like that, but I need to schedule a doctor's appointment. I need to get a blood panel done, see how everything is looking, cholesterol and all that type of stuff. And then also, I need to get on that CPAP machine. That's been a thing I've talked to you guys about. I've been lazy about it, and I feel like that could be a big player, getting better sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, those are some things I can tweak, and then there's training. There's like in terms of programming and things like that. So I'm gonna take a look at that. I kind of like what I've been doing, but there's some more things I want to put in there. I'm gonna start putting a lot more isometric and static holds in there. Those are something that Devin's been telling me to do for a while that I haven't really been incorporating too much. I do them, but not as much as I'd like. So more partials, more statics. I also am going to start implementing some more compound movements, not necessarily for strength, but for muscle connection or muscle synergy, getting my muscles working together at the same time. So I'm going to be using maybe a half table and some pulleys, just kind of going over the motions, getting more comfortable in those motions. And then I think I'm going to have a hypertrophy phase here for a little bit, get home and really start doing some bodybuilding type stuff in terms of growing the muscle fibers, getting more muscle fibers in order so I can get them stronger. So I think for a little bit I'm going to try to get jacked and swole, but just to build the bigger muscles, and then I'm going to start working on the connections and working on getting them stronger after. So hypertrophy phase for a little bit, I think is what's next for me. But it's the hand and wrist, man. The hand and wrist is a sumbitch. That's really what failed me. That's really what failed. My riser dumped, my cupping was exploited, and then he cupped through my pronation. So pretty much all aspects of the hand and wrist, which I do hand and wrist. I do each aspect of hand and wrist 3 times a week. The only thing is you shouldn't have said Ravaz is a flop presser. I didn't say Ravaz is a flop presser. He flop pressed against Michael Todd. I wasn't stupid enough to think he was a flop presser. Anyway, all right, now I can get into the comments. So yeah, I mean, these are things I can tweak. But you guys, I thank you so much for your guys' support, and those of you guys that are always here with me and promoting, my channel and helping push me. Thank you so much. This doesn't stop. I'm sad. I'm angry. This doesn't stop at all. Got some big things coming up for YouTube. Big plans, some behind the scenes stuff. I told you guys there's some huge announcements. I can't say it yet, but I definitely have some things in the works behind the scenes. We're going to keep going. And I want to, in terms of who I'm arm wrestling next, things like that. I'm going to try to stick in the United States for a little bit. I told Engen I need about a year. I feel like that gap. I feel like that gap is about a year. Yeah. Oh, you guys. So you got to remember this too. This is just the best one, right? I got to tell you about this. I don't want to forget. So we leave the venue, right? So if you guys saw the press conference, you saw Ravaz said the only way I lose is if there's an accident, like an auto accident, a car accident. And I said, okay, well, it looks like I have to hit you like a bus, right? That's what I said on the mic, and it was funny. And, it was just a rebuttal to his comment. I don't know, it came to my mind. I don't even hit hard. That's not even my thing. So I just said it because, you say it. Anyway, so we have our match. And then I do the commentary. I'm pissed off. Me and Bridget, we're leaving. We're walking back to the room. It's hitting me. Right? I'm walking down the hallway. I'm starting to get like every step. I'm getting sadder and sadder and more down on myself. My head is hanging. I look up and I see Ravaz come out of the elevator with his boys. Right? They're all laughing, high-fiving. Hey, we're all winners. Great. It was great to see him. And then he walks up and he sees me and he doesn't speak English. So in Georgian, he says something and he's kind of laughing and smiling and he shakes my hand and pats me on the shoulder and him and his boys, he says some other stuff and he laughs. And he points at his buddy and I look at his buddy. I'm like, what did he say? His buddy spoke English. And he said, hey, what happened to that bus? Yeah. I said, hey, what happened to that bus? That hurt. That one stung. That cut. That cut. Oh, I'm gonna remember that one. I'm gonna remember that one forever. So, hey, what happened to that bus? I kind of want to get that tattooed on me. What happened to that bus? Maybe that's my new nickname. Maybe I switch my name to the bus. So yeah, Engen or Hermes was talking to me. He's like, "Why do you know top rule?" Okay. Let's go chat, guys. I saw a bunch of long messages. I didn't really read the long ones, guys. I'll hang out with you guys in the chat for a little bit. I don't want to make this super long, because I do want people to go back and rewatch it. And once it gets crazy long, people get weird. They don't rewatch the long broadcast. So maybe I'll keep this to. We're at 18 minutes right now. Maybe I'll keep it to 25 minutes. Yeah, how's this chat working? What are you guys saying here? Just don't face Georgians, Kazakhs, or Russians, and you'll be fine. They're built different. Then what's the whole point? The whole point is trying to be number one in the world. I mean, that's the guys I want. You tattoo a bus station said with a sad boy waiting for the bus. Hermes is funny as hell. Hop on VC if you need a van, bro. I'm always here for you. Thank you. Mamma Mia, catch a busman, head up. Joe Donalon, honestly, shouldn't even have been calling you out. Proper lowballing, kind of cringe. Cody Merritt in the house. My boy, Cody. Cody, sometimes we're the hammer and sometimes we're the nail, brother. Once again, I was the nail. Nail last time, nail this time. Hey, brother, you're awesome. Don't let this set you back. Thank you, Mark. We're going, man. I got too much going. I got too much into this. We have too much potential. We're doing it. We're not stopping. We're not stopping. It's just a hiccup, just a hiccup. Wax on, wax off. Not that it would have changed anything, but they kept asking for your shoulder over and over and over. While I thought Ravaz's words were similar with his, but they never told him. Yeah, he was kind of creepy with his shoulder, huh? His hand was just too much. I mean, shoulder creeping or not, it was, yeah. Sports Bar, nice commentating with Ryan. Thank you, guys. I'm a crappy nail. I don't like it, says Cody. I feel you. I feel you on that one, man. Um, Derek, maybe try to face big dudes like Jerry and Dave and Todd more often. Like higher caliber athletes are comparatively closer to you geographically. That's a good point. I mean, I like I said before this, if I got dusted by Roz, I'm gonna want to sit in the United States for a while. Maybe take a break on international trips. I mean, unless Ingen needs me for commentary or something like that, I don't know. But I kind of want to start doing United States tournaments and more local stuff, and just really get out there. I'm not gonna make any rock solid decisions right now while I'm all angry and sad. But yeah, in the next week or two, probably within the next week, I'll kind of know exactly what my trajectory is and what I want to focus on. Learning opportunity. It is a learning opportunity. You should know if winning against Ravaz, you need to match with someone of your caliber. Well, we didn't really know where Ravaz was, right? Too much in terms of his comeback, right? And we didn't know where I was, right? I mean, to say before this, to say that I wasn't at the caliber, what? So I beat Tim convincingly, had a poor showing with Morzov, who just beat Dave Chafee, but also with 2 weeks' notice. So there wasn't any rock solid evidence on where I was at. And then I was also had time to prep for this. So there wasn't really any way of knowing exactly how this was going to go before the match. I mean, just if you go off like old resumes and things like that, like what he's accomplished in the past, then maybe. But there was still definitely a lot of gray area in terms of how it could have turned out. Now we found out that he was way too strong for me, and I wasn't there. But there was definitely reasons to doubt that and to think that I could have been in it for sure. Love you, Derek says that. Thank you so much, man. Golden Bee says, Derek, in your opinion, should be important to lift weights for arm wrestlers or just pulling? Trying to understand Ryan Blue Bone mentality. It depends on what you're looking for, man. If you're just, if you just need more muscle mass, then maybe just the gym. If you need to tweak things on the table and get sharper, or just working your hand and wrist, the table can really help with that. It depends on what kind of table time you have available to you, who you have to practice with, and what your goals are. So it's not a blanket answer for everybody. Next time, just be the hammer, no mercy. I know, right? I mean, the mentality was there. First round, I was fired up. I was not asleep or anything like that. He was just too strong for me. Don't take it serious, that bus thing. My man is it's not a class act. Take it as a joke, says Murat. Yeah, it's just, when you're that down and the guy looks at you and says, man, that bus. I thought you were going to hit me like a bus. You face two guys who are potentially top 5. No shame in loss. Yeah, but if my goal is to be top 5, I mean, the goal is to be number 1, then I'll be at this level. This isn't shaking my determination or where I think I'll end up at all. It's just there's waves in a career. You know what I mean? This is a down. I had a good up. I beat Tom Nelson. I beat Tim Breslin. I have a solid down right now. That means the next one is an up, right? So we're gonna go absolutely insane. It's time to get big, guys. People think I'm big now. Just wait. We're coming in at 400 pounds. Let's see. Yeah. Cody, I'll tell you next. You need to focus on beating Corey Westmont. Yeah, I'm probably going to stick. My inclination right now is to stick to North America for a while and just do tournaments and super matches here. I was surprised with what Morzov did to Dave. Were you surprised at all? Morzov's an absolute beast. I mean, I told you guys. That was a crazy match. That was a wild match. Yeah, it was wild. That was not for everybody there. Lucky you're an awesome guy and just joked. Good job. Dave needs to work on his endurance, says Cody. Yeah, he does a little bit. That's for sure. You seriously have potential, man. Keep it. America needs you. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. Did Prudnik's dominance surprise you? Did it surprise me? No, Prudnik's so amazing, man. I mean, he's done that to so many people. And even last time he faced Todd, he beating in such dominant fashion. Surprising? I wouldn't say it was surprising. It was more like the ball was in Todd's court. Like what was Todd going to do with Prudnik? He wasn't able to do much. I mean, he wasn't able to really get a hold of him or get in kind of comfortable spot. So Prudnik did what Prudnik does. You need stronger training partners. Training camp in Europe would be awesome. That's the thing is though, for arm wrestling cure, I go to Europe for a week. That's not going to make me much stronger, or a month. That would make me a ton stronger. Arm wrestling just takes long time. It takes consistency. So just going out. It's not like like a fight camp where I go out there and just really work on technique and stuff like that. And it's not like I had a huge gap in technique. It's not like I made horrible decisions. I just wasn't strong enough. So because of the strength side of the sport, that takes time. A little month camp, and I have a job, and I have a daughter, and I have a girlfriend. Like I can't just leave for a month. I'd have to leave for 5 months. I'd have to leave for 5 months. That's 10. I have to leave for 5 months to me see significant strength gains. You know what I mean? In terms of having a real life, I can't, and I wouldn't. Leave everybody. So that's the hard part. Yeah, it's not just the combat side of it. It's the strength side of it that takes time. After saying with Chanson to Zarab, do you think RVJ can show up and win against who? When you asked how strong Prudnik was after Morozov started to compete with Dave, you really had a point. Yeah. Take a bit of the pressure off. Win some more tournaments here in the States so it's fun again. You're going to get there, just a matter of time. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Ramblin'. You generally look bigger than Alex, dude. You're actually huge. England said John was close to canceling his match a few days ago in private. It seems like he's been sick all month. Ooh, Chance is freaking awesome. How are you working on improving your hand and wrist? Seems like the main weakness. Like I said, I haven't been doing a ton of statics and isometrics on my hand and wrist. I'm really gonna start incorporating those static holds and things like that. And I think I'm just gonna, when I start doing my compound movements, like I said, I don't without going too far into this, guys. I don't train compound movements for strength. Meaning, I don't do these big sweeping motions. I don't train like this because there's like 9 different muscles I just use. I single out each individual muscle, kind of like a bodybuilder, and train it to get strong. But that means that when I'm not using my hand and wrist, when it's not hand and wrist time, I don't touch my hand and wrist. So hands and wrists are good at getting a lot of work in. You can kind of hit them almost every day or at least every other day. So I think I can handle a heavier workload with hand and wrist. So I'm going to turn that up a little bit. Are my hand and wrist weak? No, not at all. Like where I'm at, my hand and wrists are fine. Like in the United States or at least Southern California, like my hand and wrists are great. But to get them out to this level, it's just gonna take more focus for sure and just heavy work. So yeah, it's just they're gonna hand and wrists are gonna have to be part of everything. Okay. Hey Derek, what areas do you think you need to work on the most? Do you think any specific weak points? What I just talked about being the hand and wrist. John didn't look sick first round. That's true. You and Ryan Bowen status, bro. Huh? How am I in Ryan Bowen's status? Because I lost. I guess we both lost. Okay. Derek, this is not a down. There are only ups. Take what you learned and move forward. You're going to be world champion. Thank you, Coliseum Arm Wrestling. I appreciate you being a member of the channel, man. Yeah. Well, we're going forward, man. We're going forward. You're right there, buddy. It's tiny things. Maybe match with Chance. Hello from Denmark. Hey, Thomas, how's it going? Asked Evan how he changed his hand for Monster Michael match. That made a huge change. And yeah, I did. Derek, are you part of any esports team? 1 point for Call of Duty. I created the team Envious. I was the original for Team Envious. But after that, I coached them for a national championship, but that was it. Huz says, I think just do static stuff that controls center, so like static, neutral, grip, cupping, pronation, riser, post, etc. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a part of it. We're definitely going to get heavy on the hand and wrist. Time for more pull-ups in the regimen, my boy. Highlight, yeah, dude, I'm excited. I'm gonna keep pushing these pull-ups, man. I was starting to get good reps in there, and I really like the way those feel. So I'm really excited about getting my pull-up game on point. There's a question. That was a question. Your opinion on Ryan? Oh, I mean, you guys, in a lot of ways, me and Ryan are similar in terms of Ryan is 37. I'm 36. He's been in the sport about the same amount of time I have. Right, he's trying to climb into this higher level, and I feel that. And so and Ryan's my buddy. Like he took us out to lunch. Ryan's a good dude. I mean, I know a lot of you guys don't like him or whatever because of his social media presence, but like he's not a bad guy. You guys give him like way too much shit. Like I'm not saying you guys specifically, but just the arm wrestling community gives Ryan way too much shit. I mean, I know he puts himself out there, and because he puts out his opinions, he gets roasted for it. But like, man, I don't know. If you get a chance to take it easy on the guy, take it easy on the guy. I mean, he's just a dude, a normal dude, and an arm wrestler like the rest of us that loves it a ton. So I don't know. I don't have anything against Ryan. And when I sit next to Ryan and I see his passion and how much he cares and how much he really wanted this, it didn't go his way. I feel for him and I identified with it. Like, dude, I took everything I had and not be crying last night. Chance Shaw, proud of you. Thanks, bud. Proud of you. Killed it. Quiet says he was coughing though behind the scenes. You're looking huge, my dude. I wish being big was the answer. Every time I say it, next time chance, not this time. Boom. Wax On says, I love the Ryan speech about the delusional series and all the things he said at the press conference. I will be great for it, but it would not happen because he wouldn't lose. You and Ryan were awesome in commentary. Thank you. He's voting for Australia. And what do you guys think of the commentary? So my arm wrestling aside, I haven't got too much feedback. I've probably, I don't know, I've probably heard from 15 people or so. But what do you guys think? Did you guys listen to it? Did you like the way it went? I tried to keep it fun and crack some jokes, so we got a little bit of laughing in there while also trying to be analytical and keep you guys in the know, and so you guys were, understood what was going on. Always love your commentary work, sir. Vigilante, first super chat. Thank you for I just realized there's been no super chats this entire live stream. Vigilante with the $5 super chat says, after 10 Breslin match, seems like you got thrown in deep water quick. Being top 10 in the world ain't no joke. Keep it going, bro. Yeah, I mean, I definitely dove head first, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But yeah, I mean, there's just some more baby steps in between where I wanted to be and where I am, and so it sucks to say, and it sucks to feel that when you want to be here and you get proven that you're here. So, but once again, it's back to hard work. It's back to not stopping. It's just consistency, right? So we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're driving this long distance and we're going up a hill and I see the mountain right there. I'm like, okay, I think we're getting closer. And then we just went over this little hill and now I see another long stretch. And I'm like, all right, let's hit it. Like, it's fine though. It's fine. It's really good commentary. You and Ryan are a good duo. Thank you, sir. Commentary was great. You did awesome. Thank you. Commentary was amazing. Commentary was great. Ryan's very good, but I can't promote Ryan over Jake, Aussie arm wrestler. Jake's amazing. Jake's my boy. You're a great commentary. You know the sport so ridiculously well, and you and Ray are very likable in general. Yeah, I mean, you guys, I definitely have my doctorate in arm wrestling. Minimum, like I said, I've been in the sport for 12 years, and the first, 8 was just me learning and seeking knowledge. I definitely know about the sport. Now, am I the strongest guy? Not yet. But I get it. That's why, I offer like the lessons and stuff like that to you guys. And like I said, a lot of it's just, I just need more time just to gain these connections, these strengths. But I definitely know what I'm talking about. That's one thing I know for sure. I understand it and I know what I'm talking about. We all think you're the future of sport anyway, not a loser. Thanks, Adam. Just losing sucks, dude. It sucks so bad being on some big old stage and flying around the world and just getting your ass beat. Man, it sucks, guys. It sucks so bad. But when I finally get that win, it's gonna be all worth it. It's gonna be so worth it now. Like every loss, it just proves to me that when I get that win, it's gonna be so sweet. It's gonna be so sweet when that win comes. That's the spirit. Gabby was on fire. Gabby was awesome. Did awesome. We all just think in the future sport right now. Loser. Gabby was super happy. Those tears. Yeah. I feel that. Vigilante with $5 super chat. You and Corey West would be a good match. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't thought about. Interesting. I have to dwell on that a little bit. How does your absolutely explode when you get that win? It's like the sweet is never a sweet without the sour, right? So you have to have sour stuff. You have to know hard times to really appreciate the good times and really live in the good times. These are the hard times. So when we get these good times again, that's why I was so happy when I beat like Tom Nelson and Tim. Like I've been getting my ass beat for years and not doing great. And I finally did, and it was just the sweetest of the sweet. I'm looking for that feeling again. Gandalf the Grey says, at least you have the physicality for greatness. The strength is inevitable to come. So I think you're one of our USA best shot eventually taking down LeBron. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You beat Corey, says Adam. Dylan Wright says, hi, dude. Someone said you were a Halo player. I'm really good at Halo 3. I want to 1v1 you on Guardian. I don't game anymore, man. But yeah, I used to play Halo 2 and Halo 3 on MLG and all that. What do you think about the upcoming Jerry versus Hermes match? Dude, um, Gennady is more well-rounded than Hermes, and I am scared for Hermes. If you're a pure top roller, like Hermes is a dedicated top roller, and Jerry's style is the most difficult for top rollers because he gives up his wrist. So what are you top rolling? There's nothing to top roll there. He's just going to lunge forward. And so if you don't have some kind of center table pressure, like Gennady's trying to fight center table, get Jerry outside his shoulder. If Hermes doesn't have that or have a ton of speed, then he's gonna be in trouble. So yeah, man, Jerry might be the guy for a little bit. He might be watch Jerry. Hermes is my buddy. So is Jerry. But man, stylistically, I that's not the best matchup for Hermes stylistically. What do you think? Vote for Dunkai match. Um, David was aggressive as hell. That man is a beast. Um, it was good to see Oleg back. He didn't look like he was super into it. Just kind of laughing it off, a little bit. But dude, David, yeah, he's a monster, man. That guy was crazy. He almost killed Oleg. Any tips on improving endurance in arm wrestling? The best thing I've ever done for arm wrestling in terms of endurance is just arm wrestling more often. I think that builds your endurance on the table more than anything. It builds your endurance on the table because it's long static holds, but also builds your endurance because the smarter you get at arm wrestling on the table, the more you learn how to use a lot of muscles while making them use few muscles, right? You just become a better arm wrestler, right? So it kind of feels like endurance, like you're not really just sitting on your bicep. I mean, that is getting better endurance, but really you start learning how to tighten up and how to make sure they're sitting on one muscle while you're using a lot of muscles, which feels like endurance because it's a long match, but really you're just arm wrestling more intelligently and it comes across as endurance. So you get that from table time, right? From being on the table consistently, that's what will help your endurance. You got to fight Kardashian. Yeah, maybe we do have to fight. No, that's my boy. He's really funny. Jerry's absolutely unbelievable. Jerry out of 100 years in retirement in the top spot. Jerry Big Tongue Cataract. Hermes has speed and press from when he beat Monster Jungle Todd a while ago. I think Hermes will be too much for Jerry. Potentially. David looks older than you, so is Brad. Dude, he was the younger one. Oleg was like 27 or something like that, or 29, and David was 24, I think it was. David was way too malicious to my boy Oleg. I hated that. Horticulturalist, better sleep. It can be a game changer. I agree, man. Gotta get this dialed in. Gotta sleep, Bridget. Gotta sleep more. You and Blue by the Mic was a perfect combo. Thanks, Zach. WTF, he's 24. Jerry plays right into Hermes' style. Jerry plays right into Hermes' style? Or Hermes plays right into Jerry's style? Corey McPhee. You should really get with Devin. Your frame and his training style, you would destroy. Hermes crushes inside pullers. Yeah, but that's like, it's beyond an inside puller. That's like, he's relying on people to hold on and control center. And Jerry, it's not, the thing about Jerry is that he's not loose in center table. He drives so hard towards you and puts you in a weird position. So a lot of flop pressers go straight to the pad. They go straight sideways. So you can fight them center table and then win sideways. But Jerry pushes towards you, which crowds your elbow back, which makes it harder to drive sideways. He makes it very difficult to control center unless you have a dedicated hook and you'll chop down his arm, kind of like Devin did, and press the presser. As a top roller, it's not the normal sideways flop press. It's different. I think that's the thing that makes Jerry so scary. Plus, he's one of the few people that will pull with his arm outside his shoulder. Brad, get out of here, Brad. Get out of here. How'd you feel coming to the table compared with the Artem match? I felt great. Felt strong, fired up. Caffeine was on point. No complaints. Yeah. I was bitching to the refs about I didn't like his setup. I felt like he was carving. Like his hand was flat, but he was carving in like this, is what I felt. So I was kind of like, hey, ref, straighten him out, straighten him out, straighten him out. And they're like, ready, go. And I was like, I did not like what I felt in terms of his wrist positioning, but his wrist is flat. He just supinated in a lot more than I was comfortable with. But yeah, energy wise, felt good. Is most of your training done in the gym or on the table? Well, I mean, I'm only on the table like once a week, so I'm in the gym the rest of the day, so more gym time. Huz, I don't know, Derek. Jerry was pretty open. I think Hermes can exploit that by just quickly pressing or top rolling faster. Yeah, maybe, but Gennady, I would say Gennady has a stronger press and side pressure than Hermes does. Hermes just has better hand and wrist, and Jerry gives up the hand and wrist. So think about it. So Hermes is better at taking hand and wrist than Gennady. Okay, that doesn't matter because Jerry's on a flop press. Now, in every other aspect of arm wrestling, side pressure, hooking, pressing, I would say Gennady's stronger than Hermes. I would say he has more of a threat than Hermes does. So I mean I don't know. I'm not. For me, it depends on how he controls center table, but I don't think it's an easy win for Hermes by any means. Days of Man, they just have 2 matches. Hermes will win. I don't know, Derek. Jerry was pretty open. I think Hermes can exploit that by quickly pressing or top rolling faster. Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see. Matt Mask had the power to top roll Cadret. I think Hermes' arm is much stronger than Matt, and he will be able to pin Jerry. Maybe, but also Matt can go higher and back. I think that Gennady found a great angle when he slid his elbow forward and really started posting high, and then back because it couldn't. Jerry was now pulling down rather than just trying to pull backwards because the arm was more vertical. I think that was a great angle. It looked like it was really giving Jerry a ton of problems. Once you start pulling your elbow back and lowering your lever with Jerry, I think it's a bad idea. Derek, you're not a coward like Devin, a hype job later. Anyone can lose against the big dogs. Yeah, it just sucks losing, man. How about the pay-per-view for you and Jerry? I know you'll be top sooner or later. Thank you, man. I appreciate the love. What happened to that bus? I know, dude. Chin up, keep at it, man. That's rough. What happened to that bus? I said it broke down, by the way. They said what happened to that bus. I said, I don't know. I think it broke down. that was my witty response. I said, I don't know. I think it broke down. Was a lack of calling micro fouls as much as a breath of fresh air for you. Ruin King of Table. This one was great. You know, he's a beast, amazing. Do you know if Devin will be at the next East West? I do not know. I'm worried about Jerry having a stroke at the table. He gets shades of red and purple I didn't know existed. He's a beast, though. Devin will never be at East West, says Hyena. Jerry's proved he's leveled up. He's scared of the big dogs. He's scared of the rule set. How was the after bowl? Like I said, I got on the table one time. My wrist was done and immediately started popping. And I was like, yep, man, I'm good. But I swore to you guys I'd get on the table. I said I will for sure pull somebody on the after table, and I did. Oh, another super chat, third super chat of the stream. Thank you so much, rambling around for the $10 super chat, man. Why do you think John looked so dominant in that first round, then fizzled out? Maybe too soon after his battle with Corey. I was impressed by those repetitive, quick side pressure hits by Angerbayev. Yeah, Angerbayev had established amazing control by driving his elbow forward and really getting tall, and his hits were with his elbow committed and really pronating around. And I think just over time of him wrenching on John's wrist, just cracked it open, man. And once that wrist goes, it's hard to really stay in the match, especially with someone that is continuing to post backwards like that. So I think John just kind of ran out of options, to be honest. The hand and wrist was done, and there was nowhere getting a hold of Angerbayev or actually getting him to commit to any kind of inside move or into John's palm was not looking good. So it was just energy plus John's wrist went. He just ran out of options. And then there's the last round. I think John just wasn't ready, but like he just got flashed. He's like, damn it. I think it was just more of a mistake. But dude, Angerbayev was absolutely amazing. But I just don't think there's a lot of things that he could have done. And I don't think it was an endurance thing. Once your wrist goes, man, once that thing is exploited, especially against a hard posting top roll like that, like what are you gonna do? The only other option is like a flop, start coming there. And John tried one of the rounds to get that flop press in, but Angerbayev was still so explosive, John wasn't able to get behind it. So yeah, that's rough. I want to see Levon and Jerry. I hate Jerry's style of arm wrestling. It's almost as bad as the Kings move. I want to see Levon smash him. It's funny because before the Kings move, the flop press was the bastard love child of arm wrestling. I mean, it was like the King's move. Everybody hated on the flop press. You're not a man if you flop press. Hold on like a man. It was like this whole thing. So it's kind of funny that we have the King's move now, so no one talks about the flop press anymore. But yeah, that was definitely the move everybody talked about before that. And then before that, it was top rolling, right? If you were a top roller, you were a fairy finger walker. You were running. Sheesh, my boy Derek is crazy. He says Gary Gobble plays Derek versus Chance Shaw. Well, I think Chance said he's taking a break for a while. Watched all your matches, but for some reason, you and Tim, you were more fired up than the last two. Is there a big confidence thing? You are a big dominant man, own them all. A lot of it comes with the win, though. You got to remember, so that first round win I got on Tim, snowball effect, right? You get that win and you're losing it, and the next round you're just like a beast. So I had that up until the first round, up until Ravaz pinned me. It's really hard to keep that kind of momentum and that confidence after you just got your shit tossed. So, I mean, that's why I lost it. But going into that first round, I definitely felt that for sure. Oh, guys, please don't spam the chat. I see you writing Derek versus Chance Shaw. I get it, man. Oh, we have to ban you. Put user in timeout. Okay. Ray beating Low made my day. Can you see on way of beating Corey? Corey's really hard to top roll. Maybe. I don't know. I have an idea. Derek versus Chance. Derek versus Ryan Bowen. Big stop, man. Why are you guys spamming the chat? You said maybe start timing everybody out. There you go. Derek, you can take it easy. Road like Devin, but that's cowardly. You take on the big boys. A lot of shockers this East versus West. Yeah, I agree. Derek, please come back to top rolling. I believe you'll be more successful. I'm working on it. Like, I mean, the leading up to this was more of a hand style of arm wrestling anyway, and I'm gonna keep doubling down on that for a while. I mean, I'll try to keep my hook sharp, but I'm definitely gonna keep pursuing a hand style of arm wrestling for sure. Gabby will be a match for any guy. Gabby's so strong. How's the rankings look now? I mean, I don't know. My ranking hasn't been moved at all. I mean, I lost to an international guy, so it won't affect my. I'm not ranked internationally anymore. I lost that after my match with Morozov, so. Didn't affect my ranking, but if you're talking about the general rankings, I haven't looked yet. I'm not sure, man. All right, guys. Well, it's been 40 minutes. I said it was a mere 25 minutes. Been here way too long. Do you know the Kazakhstan guys train like animals? They train like animals. They just look it up, YouTube it, man. You'll see videos of how they train. They have like a school, an arm wrestling school they train at. It's wild. You guys, we're looking at Istanbul back there. So it's so bright. It's hard to see. There's like mosques and stuff. It's crazy. But head home tomorrow, you guys. So we're back at it. And once again, I love all you guys for following me and all the support you guys give me. Can we get before I end this, can we get a like spike up there? Can we get that to 100 likes? Help this video just be found by more people. If you guys could close out the live chat and hit the thumbs up, I appreciate that, guys. But like I've always said, guys, it is a marathon, not a sprint. We will be getting home. We will be getting back to work. We're going to double down. We got so much frame to fill out. We got so much potential for gains. Not stopping. Not stopping. And I know a lot of haters. I don't have a lot of haters compared to a lot of people. But I do have some. And I know those haters would love to see me be crushed and to give up and quit. But I have a daughter watching me. I have my team watching me. I have those of you that I inspire that are trying to, get to any certain level or pursue anything, like watching me. And I don't want to be an example of somebody that quits. So you guys are directly helping me, not give up, man. So thank you. Thank you for everything, guys. And thank you for following me and on this crazy trek. Shout out to all my sponsors and everything like that. All right. Love you guys to death, man. I will see you on Wednesday. I'll go live again and we'll hang out some more. I'll have a little better energy, a little better vibe about myself. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. See you.